have some exciting news to go over today. We are going to announce our 100-day plan for the administration. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome up our mayor to get right into it.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So we are 52 days in, is that right? So the first 100 days presents an opportunity to kind of set the tone for the entire 4 years an administration to follow. And so as part of that, we wanted to share the 100-day plan that we've been working on developing. We started this during the mayoral transition process, and since we had this extended period of time, we worked on this with our transition team, our transition co-chairs and staff, with community stakeholders, and so it includes some things that are basic operational kind of meat and potatoes things, and some things that are more bigger strategic initiatives that talked a lot about around safety and education. So I wanted to just start by walking through the plan. So the first thing is launching what we're calling the Together for Akron agenda. So modeled off of the campaign plan that we had, focused on 4 different issues: safety, education, health, housing and the environment, and economic development. And so when it comes to safety, we have a couple things that we're focusing on. Obviously, conducting the police chief search that we've talked a lot about, undertaking planning for the future of the police station with a final decision by June of this year, which is just past the 100 days, building community-based violence intervention ecosystem that will go alongside the existing APD violence intervention work, and launching the co-responder pilot program with the ADM board and the Akron Fire Department and the Akron Police Department. Those are just a few of the things that are in our 100-day plan for safety. Economic development is the next one. A big one there is facilitating the launch of our downtown CDC. Another one is launching the Thrive program, which is a partnership with the Urban League, Bounce, and the Development Finance Authority, which was in the news yesterday, to focus support on small business with a particular focus on Black-owned business. And then another one is selecting the contractor for their Interbelt Reconnecting Communities planning process that we received a federal grant for. So those are a couple of the things: economic development, health, housing, and the environment. There are, as with the others, a number of priorities. A couple of them are developing and launching the Right to Counsel pilot program to provide legal counsel to folks who are facing eviction, supporting infill development alongside our local CDCs and other for-profit and nonprofit community partners, reassessing and reaffirming the city's support for maternal and infant health and the work that the city was previously doing under Mayor Horgan in partnership with our hospitals, and pursuing the Bloomberg American Sustainable Cities grant, and kind of beginning our environmental work by joining the statewide coalition Power a Clean Future Ohio. The final piece of this is education, and there are a number of things here, but a big one is supporting the new nonprofit Youth Success Summit, which will really help us live out the goal of providing extracurricular opportunities that are safe and effective to our young people, continuing partnership with APS around how we improve access to the CLCs, supporting a community-based process to figure out the path to universal pre-K in our community, and also supporting a community-based process to have a new North High School. So those are just a few of the things within the realm of our Together for Akron plan. The next one is building the team. So this is pretty self-explanatory, but when I went to the Bloomberg Harvard New Mayors Program, they talked about when Mayor Bloomberg started as mayor of New York, the only thing he focused on in the 100 days was building his team. And I've talked a lot about how we can't do this alone, that I'm not doing this alone, these aren't just my ideas. We're doing this as a team. We've got a lot of the folks on the team here. But really the primary thing is building the cabinet, which I'm proud we have, I think, all members of the cabinet selected, building up our new strategy team that we're really excited, that's going to focus on some of the strategic initiatives, and then building up the rest of the appointed staff and focusing on our entire city workforce of 2,000 people That also includes focusing on retention and hiring of employees, particularly in the safety forces, and also focuses on developing kind of our long-term priorities, because you can make an argument for hiring within almost every city department and figuring out where we want to focus our resources. The next piece is modernizing our city operations. So this is along the lines of things we talked about last week, including our new snowplow tracker, in terms of our new 311 app, in terms of trying to take a lot of the technical capabilities that are present there now and really unleashing them. And then finally, prioritizing communications and engagement. So this press conference right now is just one example of that, but our weekly email newsletter that we're doing, a lot of the kind of stepped up work that we're doing around social media, and then continuing to engage with people in town halls. Nanette and I were at Councilwoman Connor's board meeting last night. We had a very robust conversation on a block-by-block level with some of the residents in Goodyear Heights. We have a bunch of follow-up items to follow up on today as a result of that, but that's the kind of engagement that we want to prioritize. So with all that being said, I think that really culminates in what you've seen behind you, which is this 100-day plan tracker. So this is our commitment to really holding ourselves accountable. We can talk about transparency and accountability a lot, but it's important to actually live out that value. And so this tracker is live on the city's website. We're going to be pushing it out this morning. We're going to update this every week, and so it'll show you whether we've completed the goals. A number of them are complete. Most of them, as you can see, are in progress, and a couple of them we are starting soon. So we're really excited to see how those things unfold over the next 100 days. And then, for each item, we have leads within the cabinet, many of the folks here in the room, and across city staff. And folks are developing action items for how they're going to tackle some of these issues. Some of these things are kind of one and done things that will be done as a discrete thing within the 100 days. Some of them we are starting the work within the 100 days, and there are initiatives that will last well beyond 1 year or even 4 years. And so we're really excited about that. And then finally, I did want to talk about how this document will morph into more of a long-term strategic plan beyond the 100 days, so that we have an ongoing kind of map for where we're going as an administration. And a lot of what I talked about on the campaign was about vision. And this 100-day plan is an attempt to do that. It's not the only thing, but it's an attempt to do that. It's also an attempt to show that we can walk and chew gum at the same time. That we can focus on some of the day-to-day operational work and improving our city services, while also working on some of those bigger strategic initiatives that we talked about, like universal pre-K, like infill development and more affordable housing, and more housing of all types. And so I'm really excited to show people how we're going to do that and to continue to live out that value. So I want to thank everyone who had a part in this, a lot of the folks in the room here. I want to particularly thank our transition co-chairs and Sue Lacey, who worked with our transition team as a consultant. And I'd be happy to take any questions that folks have. All right, any questions? Okay, well, I really appreciate it, everybody. Thank you.